Hello, everyone. In the last video, which was actually Thursday, I didn't do a video on Sunday. That was my bad, yo. We ranked every DreamWorks movie on it. It didn't have sound, and I'm so sorry for that. But now we do hopefully have sound. If you can hear me, that's fantastic. But if not, I'm sorry. Yeah, we're doing Pixar movies today, and I didn't actually add the never seen, because I have seen basically all these movies except for Lightyear, which just goes in F because I've heard it sucks for real. But we'll go in order, and then we'll give my ranking. I already did rank Pixar movies, just like worst to best, but we're gonna do it again. This is with an actual ranking, so they're just like what movies are on the same level, and so you can yell at me for liking Cars 2 again. So let's go start with the first movie in 1995, Toy Story. It is one of the funniest movies to ever be out there. Just one of the greatest. Like, it was first computer animated, so it's gotta be an S tier. It is number one on the list, and it started off with a banger. Can't beat it. Next we have A Bug's Life, and I thought that one was okay. It was a pretty good movie. But I think Ants kind of ruined it for us, Pixar, because then they tried to go off with their own movie, and it kind of like, it was still an okay movie, kind of forgettable towards the ending, but, you know, I'd give it a solid B tier for B for Bugs, guys. I'm so quirky. I'm quirky, guys. Oh my gosh. Okay, moving on to Toy Story 2. I'm surprised they made a sequel like that one. Listen, 4 years after the first. Okay, that's not actually not believable. But if you have 3 movies out already, or I guess 2 movies out, and then you're gonna make this one, I mean, yeah. People love this movie. People say this is their number one, and I just don't see it. I'm sorry. But it is still a very heartfelt, funny, emotional movie that puts in an A tier. I'm sorry. No, don't come at me, guys. It's an A tier movie. The animation of this movie, incredible. Okay, so Monsters Inc. This one, and I don't know how to feel about this one because it's very funny. It's very funny. But I just don't I understand it's very funny. I'll watch this like all the time. But I don't think it's the S tier we all expected. It's definitely not the best movie of 2001, that's Shrek, but it's an A tier. They're both A tiers. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Next, in 2003, we had Finding Nemo. Find my Nemos, guys. Find him. We don't know where he is. We gotta find him. This is on, like, I remember loving this as a kid, but it's not that fantastic now. It's more just like, you know, that's there. It's cool, but that's not impressive as a movie. But still, it's very emotional. It can be very funny. I remember a lot from this movie. I definitely liked it better than Finding Dory. That is a solid B tier. B tier movie. Same as Bugs Life. But yeah. Alright, here's where it starts. The Incredibles. The Oscar-winning movie. The action is there. The story is there. The animation isn't quite there. I still preferred Toy Story 2's animation style. So if we're ranking off that, the animation would be about like a C or B. But we're not ranking animation, we're ranking story. And I think I didn't serve this enough justice. Like, I'm changing all my votes from like the ranking video. I just like wasn't thinking when I wrote that video. So yeah, we'll give it a solid S tier because it's the best thing ever. But I still like Toy Story more. That's sticking. Cars. Yeah. Yeah. That's it on the C tier. It just seems like I've never really liked the movie. Like, maybe I liked it a little bit more as a kid, but now I just like look at it and, like, it doesn't nearly compare to these two, or even Bug's Life or Finding Nemo. It's just there. Like, it could have been the same thing with like Humans, and it still would have been the exact same. But hey, at least the sequels are better. Ratatouille. Oh my goodness, have I ever told you how much I love Ratatouille? I rewatched it like just like a few weeks ago, and oh my gosh, I might rewatch it after this video. It was that good, guys. Oh my gosh, S tier, S tier, S tier, S tier, S tier. When you're a kid, you just think about like, oh look, that's a funny part. I'm like, that rat that can cook. That's so funny. But when you get into it, there's more themes, guys. are there. Alcohol, gunshots. Like it's a really good movie. This is the definition of kids and adults can watch a movie and not just feel like it's just being towards kids. That's how good Ratatouille is. Just yeah, I can't get enough of Ratatouille. Ratatouille will always be an S tier. I didn't give it enough justice. I don't even remember what I ranked it in the video, but of course, Ratatouille S tier. WALL-E's up next, and this is actually a lot of people's favorites, and it is one of the best Pixar movies. I will say that. But when you're comparing it to Toy Story and The Incredibles and Ratatouille, we're not like that. Yeah, I watched this the other day with my brother. I'm still thinking like I love the idea of robots in this like space, but I mean like WALL-E is a phenomenal movie. I just don't know what I think is wrong with it. Like I don't know how to express like how much like that. This is a really good movie. If we're comparing it to some other like movies on here, like Cars, I'd much rather watch WALL-E. So. Up is a very emotional movie. I've never cried for any single one of these movies, but felt some things, and I never feel things when watching movies. So it's a solid A tier, you know. Just a classic movie. My mom does not like it. So if you ever come to my house, I don't know why you would. You're just YouTube viewers watching me sit on front of a computer ranking Pixar movies, and you know, so that just yeah. Up the movie. It's fine, guys. The movie is fine. It's not S tier, but we're getting to that one. Toy Story 3. I really did like this one. It was actually pretty enjoyable to watch. But I just don't connect with it like the first one. Still an A tier. I'm gonna get a lot of grief for ranking all these A tier, but A tier is still pretty good compared to what I just ranked Cars. So Cars 2, S tier. S tier. S tier. I'm not going back on that. Cars 2 is an S tier movie. It is my favorite Pixar movie. I'm not taking that back. I think the Cars franchise is stupid. I think it's a stupid sequel, but it's a phenomenal movie. It's a stupid sequel. But if you look at it without if it's not a sequel to Cars, it's not it's not before Cars 3. It is a very good movie. I treat it like a standalone movie. Cars 2, S tier. Now shut up about it. Brave is a D. Like no, I don't think it deserves a D. Brave is an F. I do not like Brave at all. It's so boring. It's so slow. It's so forgettable. I don't remember anything. I don't even want to rewatch it just for this video. This is I'm not doing it. Okay? So I'm not doing that. Brave is stupid. Don't watch it. Monsters University. I really like this movie. I don't even know where do I put it? I don't even I'm actually this is a really good movie, guys. But I don't think it's on quite that level. It is an A tier. Most people would put it right here, but I think it is an A tier. It is phenomenal. Yeah, let's just move on to Inside Out. Sequel's somewhere I want to put it. Sequel's gonna be great. You'd be surprised how many movies I'm gonna put in A tier, because this is also one of those. But still pretty good movie. It has a lot of more adult issues, but it's just a movie that I would rather watch any of the movies on the top row than I would on that one. So it's just one of those things where I would rather, if I got a choice between watching The Incredibles and Inside Out, I would choose The Incredibles, mainly because it is the better movie. So so these movies are more memorable than these movies, but still, I really do love Inside Out. The Good Dinosaur. It's not as bad when I rewatched it. I think I just hated it when I was younger. Mainly because it's just so boring compared to the other movie that came out in 2015, which is Inside Out. So it's a solid D tier. I just don't remember anything. It's not very good. Also, the child took a bite out of the flying pterodactyl's wings. That almost actually made me want to throw up at age 15. That was in the movie. That actually made me want to throw up. Finding Dory. C tier. Not as good as the first one. Just not a very good sequel. I just remember this doesn't really take this isn't a really good sequel. It's not really I don't just call it Finding I don't even know. Just I don't know. I just never found it as good as the first one. I never found it as good as any movies in the 2010s, or most of them. But it's still a very fun movie to watch. I would rather watch it. And this movie is actually very special to me. If you didn't know, this is the first ever movie I watched with my youngest brother, and I still remember that day. So that's very special to me. So I don't know. It's still a C-tier movie. It's not the greatest. It's just very, very memorable to me. So there you go. Cars 3. I think this is the real sequel to Cars. It's much better than Cars. I'd say I'd give it a B tier just because it's a fun movie to watch. It's like it doesn't have the strongest story, but it's still better than the first one and not as good as the second one. But if we're talking about sequels, this is a phenomenal sequel. So next up, we got Coco. I think I just hate this because it came out the same year as Cars 3, and I like Cars more than I like Pedals on Bridge. Okay, so it's C tier. I don't care about Coco. I don't care for it. I don't care for Coco. I'm done saying that. It's not. It's really not a good movie, guys. Like people just like it because it's like emotional and stuff. Like that doesn't make a movie. It's not very good. But I would still rather watch The Good Dinosaur because it does have a pretty good story. Incredibles 2. Huh. You know what? I'm gonna say this right now. I literally just found this out both like this year. This movie, okay, I'm sorry, I'm not really keeping it family friendly here, but I just think I just need to say this because I thought like if a Pixar was allowed to say it, I think I could say it just once, okay? Ratatouille and Incredibles 2 both say hell in it. Have I gone insane? These movies are allowed to say that? B tier. Like, oh my gosh, I was not expecting that. Like it's a kids movie. I saw this in the theater. What? And I watched it again with my 4-year-old brother and like a bunch of other people in my friend's camper. They expect me to show this? Like, what the? I don't want to go into it, but this movie's the best. But this movie, like, it's just another sequel. Just another one. Leave me alone. It's a sequel. It's another one. Very, very heartfelt. I enjoyed it a lot. But so I think the forecast questions are actually better than this. More funny, but what do I know? I don't know anything. Onward came out really close to my birthday, so I was really excited to see it until my mom said that I couldn't because we had to go ride bikes for some reason. I don't know. I like Tom Holland and Chris Pratt in the same room as each other. I thought that was very entertaining. People don't like Chris Pratt now because he's Garfield and Mario and this guy and Star-Lord and Owen Grady. He's just a lot. I think Garfield's just taking it too far. B tier. Nope. B tier movie. Not phenomenal. Soul I actually ranked very low on my list originally, and then I rewatched the movie. So if we're ranking them off what they are, like what was on my list, this would get about a D tier, but we're not because I rewatched the movie and I still think it's pretty good. B tier. B tier for now. We might change it. Final 3, Luca. I watched it when it came to Disney Plus. I really enjoyed it. That's another B tier right there, baby. Well, these. So I have like the Pixar 3 is what I call them. I came up with that term in my head. So Toy Story, Bugs Life, and Toy Story 2 are the Pixar 3. That's one of them. And then I think of Monsters Inc., Finding Nemo, and Incredibles to be a Pixar 3. But that's just what I like. Finding Dory, Cars 3, and Coco, I also think of one. These 3 are the Pixar 3 is one of them. So yeah. I also think of Cars 2 and Brave to be very close together, but I don't think they fall into one like they could. But when I think of Toy Story, I'm also going to think of these 2 movies. And when I think of Onward, I'm going to think of these 2 also. So that's just what I call them. All right, Turning Red. Please leave me alone. I did not like this one at all, and it was the first. It was the first movie that marked Pixar just being like wanting to appeal to more of an audience. So they started saying words that shouldn't be in a Pixar movie. I mean, you could say that started in Ratatouille when it said hell, but hey, what do I know? Elemental is a movie I saw in theaters, and I really enjoyed A tier. It was very fun. If they had, like pride characters in it, like I think if it did, they hit it very well. I didn't see it until like the second time I watched it, even if there is some. Like I just assumed there would be, and I like looked at like the water people. You guys would know more than me. But yeah, it was a very fun movie. I don't know why people don't like this one. It was actually better than a lot of the Pixar catalog. And like, if you want to see me go more into detail in any of these movies, just let me know. Like, if you want like me to tell you why Brave Good Dinosaur are just trash movies, or why I think Toy Story is a cinematic masterpiece, or even why Cars 2 is a cinematic masterpiece. Just let me know. I will do videos on these. I want you to communicate with me of what you want me to see. I'm currently working on a new series called Movie versus Movies, where I pick two movies, they go head to head. I talk about what they're like what qualities they have, what disqualities they have, and at the end I pick a movie, and it'll go pure chaos. I want to do it with some friends. I want to just be to me sometimes. So you just let me know what movies you want to see me go first. I had one when I first came up with an idea for the series. It was The Grinch 2000, and then The Cat in the Hat 2003. I thought that was a pretty good one. I have my pick for that, so maybe that'll be the first one. But I want something a little more memorable, so we might do some 2023 clashes this year. We can do a tournament. I just thought of that. We should do a tournament. Let me know if you like these non-camera views where I just rank videos and stuff. That'd be a fun video idea. But y'all, let me know. I thank you guys for listening and watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.